this wind coming off Lake Superior isn't helping me cook. Is this even heating up? Barely. Ooh. Hopefully it'll work out, but it is going to be a 4-hour drive. Finish up and we will head out.
Yes.
Okay. Looking at some pricey gasoline here. Although the reason I stopped is because we've seen it $4.75 and $4.80. This is the least expensive one we found, so I will fill this up and let you know how it went. And this is about half a tank. Remember, I have a 36-gallon tank, so it was only about half full. But I like to keep it topped off. We're in a pretty rural place. Well, Joyce, we last passed through here in 2014, right?
Yeah, I think so.
This was the first trip with this camper. It was his first time out.
Yeah.
And we went up the west coast of Michigan, started in Holland and worked our way up.
Yeah.
To the upper peninsula up here.
Yeah.
We had the old Chevy truck though.
Yeah.
In 2015, the next year, we got rid of it and got this Ford.
Yeah.
Which has been a real upgrade, real improvement in all ways. So this is 2015. So right now, this truck is 11 years old. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But you can tell you're in the upper peninsulas because you keep seeing restaurant signs and billboards for pasties.
Pasties, yeah.
I remember the first time I saw it, I was very unfamiliar with it. And I thought it smelled just like pasties, which, I know what those are.
Yeah.
So it was very confusing. So we went into a restaurant and had one, and they were okay.
Yeah.
It was kind of like roast beef stew and a turnover.
Yeah.
But ours was kind of dry.
Yeah.
So, and I saw a waitress walk by with a great big burger, and I thought, oh, I should have had that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we wanted to try the
pasty, right?
Pasties.
While we were here, and we did.
Yeah.
And we know it's a thing up here. I'm not sure if it's just a thing with the people or if it's a touristy thing.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
If all of these restaurants are selling them, somebody's got to be eating. We can't just be tourists. That was our first sojourn up here. And then, a few years ago, we were coming back from the west, coming down through Nebraska and South Dakota and stuff. And we were going to just cut straight across, through Illinois, Ohio, and go back up to Maine. But the weather was supposed to be extremely hot. So we decided to head north. And, we got to Wisconsin, we followed the coast up, and we came back down through Michigan again. So we took a long way around, but it was an added part to our trip.
Yeah.
And we actually saw the same stuff over again that we had seen almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Yeah. It was fun.
It was fun. So this is our third trip to Michigan, but this time we came up the east side of it, which was very nice, and we're going through the upper peninsula again, but kind of a different route. And the first time we stopped at all of these forts and lighthouses and Revolutionary War stuff, but we're not doing so much of that now because we've seen so much of it over the years. In all the states we've traveled in, so we really just like to move along, camp, talk to people, and see some things.
Yeah.
And we're very good, but I am glad we have four-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm. I do.
This won't be a bridge. There's some ruts and stuff, but it's hard underneath,
Okay.
Just turn here. Very good. Very good. This is where we are tonight in the furthest northern point of the Upper Peninsula in Michigan, Lake Superior.
Yep.
Well, it looks like the campsites go down that road quite a ways, and this is where we came in from, and we didn't go too far down before we found kind of this spot right on the water. We found this using iOverlander. I'll try to leave some kind of a link or description or something about where it is. It's been kind of difficult to do because iOverlander, when someone posts a site, it automatically puts the GPS coordinates in. And when you hit directions, it lets you choose a map, like Apple Maps or Google, or actually there's several. And it uses those coordinates to get you directly to this point. When I read the descriptions from some of the people, the newest one was last year, so I was hoping there was no gate up there or some sign that said no overnight camping or something, and sure enough, it's open. This actually is public land, from what I understand. So that on public land, you can, it isn't just someone's land that they own and people are using it. It is public land. So you can come down here and you can camp, and it's a beautiful site. Tonight, it's going to be very, very cold. It's about 50 degrees outside now, according to the thermometer that I have, the outdoor thermometer, and it's very breezy. And that wind coming off the water is coming directly at us. So right now I have the diesel heater going on very low just to warm up a little bit inside. And we'll probably be running it a good part of the night. And it's working good. I was a little concerned after that that time of getting stuck. We made a big mistake. Big mistake. Oh, crap. We're in trouble. When I had to back up, it was the diesel heater that took the brunt of plowing through some of the dirt. And you can see my frame is full of dirt underneath, and we just plowed through backing up, and the truck pushed through good, but I was concerned about that. But everything seems to be okay, and the heat is working good, and the plumbing underneath that's going into the camera seems to be just fine. And there's good news and bad news. The good news is that there are no mosquitoes here at all. They couldn't survive here, and there's no still water anyway. And the bad news is that it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold here. But the mosquitoes were worse news than the cold because we can stay warm, so we're fine with that. Well, this wind coming off Lake Superior isn't helping me cook. So I have a piece of tinfoil along the front here because when the wind comes and hits the flame, it just makes it so it's not effective. Is this even heating up? Barely. Ugh. Even the cheapest piece of steak was really expensive.
Yeah.
And as a result, it's pretty tough. But this is what's for dinner. I just got through pulling the jacks up, and I just looked in the diesel heater, and we use about, maybe a third of our fuel. I had it on from about 2 a.m. yesterday. But we are about to leave this near perfect boondocking area. And travel west, still through Michigan towards Wisconsin. It's going to be a shorter travel day today. Yesterday we traveled for a long time, and when you do a really long one like that, you like to do something a little shorter. So today it'll be more like 2 hours maybe, and we'll stop at a state campground to get a shower and to plug the battery in. We spent a few days. We're down to about 50%. It's lithium, so it's only halfway. I could bring it down to 0 if I want to, and it still works good. But it's time to stop and clean up and charge the battery and all that good stuff. The wind has stopped. It was windy all night. As a result, there are a few more mosquitoes, but not like the last place we were at. There is no one else here. It's early June, so, there aren't a whole lot of people out and about this time of year. But what a nice boondocking area. Easy to get to. Good soil to park in. We are literally 10, 20 feet from the beach. If this were summer, we could be swimming. I mean, it's not officially summer, but it's still quite cool. It's 50 degrees out here this morning. It's been interesting traveling west through Michigan, New York State, Michigan, and now we're going into Wisconsin. A lot of it's very mainline. There's a few things that I noticed that are different. We were a little more north, so that the leaves on the trees weren't out quite as much, even though it's early spring as it is at home. And remember, I'm in southern Maine. We see the same deciduous and conifer trees, the same mix of them, the leaf trees and the trees with needles. So in that aspect, it's very, very similar to what I'm used to. A few things I do know that are different. In Maine, we have hundreds and hundreds of lakes. I live on a lake that's 6 miles long, and it's a string of 22 of them that are interconnected, and the water, goes out to the ocean eventually. Of course, here, the water pretty much isn't going out to the ocean, but you have these huge lakes. This whole northern border of the country is glacial, and we have a lot of our features in Maine are glacial in origin. A lot of the valleys and mountains and the lakes, as we know them, they were cut out by a receding glacier long ago. In Michigan, the same thing happened, but the glaciers were much more pronounced than the edges of the continent where I am. So hence you have a lot more lakes. They're bigger. Many of them are very, very deep. And of course, you got that trio of huge ones that are glacial in origin. And they're small oceans in their own right. And some of the comments over the past few weeks, people have some questions. And a couple that I've noticed that people have asked, well, are you seeing anything? Are you seeing any sights or whatever? Like in Michigan, painted rocks, or the copper mines, and there are iron smelting mines, and there are Revolutionary War sites, old forts, old areas, on the lakes that were defended, and they're museums now. And the answer is yes and no. We've been through here before, and we've seen a lot of that stuff, particularly for the first trip. We saw a lot of it. And I've been looking for some other things, and there are lots of stuff, but we've pretty much seen the things we kind of wanted to see. So that, what is left, we don't have a whole lot of interest in it. And having traveled all the lower 48 states and a lot of places in Canada, now it's more about traveling and seeing the country and talking to the people, and seeing the landscape change as you move from one state and one region to the other. So, yes, we've done all of that. We've been to Air Force museums, which I love, and we've toured battleships and battlefields and presidential libraries. We've gone down into the earth and cave areas, but we've done all of that. We've done a lot of it. And this is interesting. I'm also asked about, of all things, campfires. Don't you ever sit around a campfire? And the answer is yes and no. I have sat around so many campfires because I have been away from home camping a lot, since I was 22 years old, either with a tent or various campers, and we've burned a lot of wood. Sometimes we'll just fill the back of the truck up with it and make bonfire after bonfire every night. But that's more for when you're camping, when you're staying in a spot, with family or friends or by yourself, and you just want to have a fire at night, and just because you're there night after night, maybe moving on and then a few nights in a couple of other places and then going home. But when you travel almost every day, you just can't be lighting campfires every night. It's just too much effort. And after a while, you're just lighting it for the sake of having a fire. So, yes, I have lit campfires ad nauseum, but when we're on a trip like this, we rarely do it. And remember, there's nothing better than seeing the country from the ground, either the United States or Canada. There's nothing like a good road trip. In the next episode, a free municipal campsite in Wisconsin with the electricity.